Big changes could be coming to Cleveland City Hall, changes that will be debated next week that include fewer council members who would make less money.
Mark Namick explains the controversy behind these proposals and how they could reshape the region's most influential government.
Cleveland's 17-member council is larger and better paid than others in cities of similar size. That's one reason a small group of activists, backed by Westlake businessman Tony George, want to cut down council to 9 members and chop their pay from $83,000 a year to $58,000. The group's leader, John Kanda, who couldn't be reached today, has previously argued council members are a rubber stamp for Mayor Frank Jackson, fail to think about the city beyond their respective ward boundaries, and are often self-serving. The group, which calls itself Clevelanders First, recently collected enough signatures to force council to send the proposals, which require voter approval, to the Elections Board. Council is expected to formally accept them at Monday's meeting.
Council members are obviously against any changes, and they worry that voters might go for them. So they're planning to mount an aggressive campaign to push back on some key issues. They will make the case that fewer council members will make government less responsive, and that they work more than full time, and cutting their pay will make it harder to keep them and find good candidates.
Council President Kevin Kelly, who was not available today, has previously told me shrinking council will also weaken its checks on the mayor. And he has questioned George's motives, noting the businessman failed last year to win a city contract.
Tony George, who has several business interests in the city, has told me he wants to streamline council and force turnover among longtime members. Council President, on the other hand, says experience matters, and council has smaller staffs than others. People living and working in the city are going to hear a lot more about these arguments soon, since the March primary day, dare I say it, is upon us. Sarah?
And Mark, this idea of shrinking city council, it's not new. It has come up several times before.
Yeah, in 2006, George and others pushed a charter amendment that would reduce council to 11. They ultimately backed off after the then council president agreed to support a different charter amendment that passed and currently ties the number of council members to the city's population.
All right, we'll see what happens. Thanks, Mark.